What's up, everybody? It's your favorite lipsticks, favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the Rebels Wave from Black series, just these 4 figures with their updated face paints. These are the only 4 that I'm getting to replace the other 4. I got these because I have the Ezra already, so that face paint doesn't really change. Zeb just came out, etc., etc. This won't be a review, just something light, just a comparison between the old and the new paints, my opinions on them, and then you guys can get an idea and a look and make a decision for yourselves regarding which, if any, of these figures you feel like you need to upgrade, because honestly some of them are fine as is. The audio is all over the place on this video. I apologize in advance. I was playing around with some of the settings. Apparently I zigged when I should have zagged. It's not unlistenable, there's just a few places where it sounds a little wonky. Don't worry, it's a problem that should be gone by the next time you come back to the channel. That being said, I did have to re-record the intro because that was honestly the worst of it, but the rest of it should be fine. You'll hear the difference where it's good and where it's not, but it's, like I said, not unlistenable. But I do apologize in advance. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. And we'll start with Hera. And yeah, I mean, the real digital paint does come through. It's, you know, the other one isn't painted poorly though. And you know, that photo sort of real paint that they're using does add like a glossy glisten to the face. So you kind of have to decide what that's worth to you. I think you could see it here, especially around her cheeks and around the bridge of her nose, that there's a give and take to this. This particular wave of the original release of Black Series were well done anyway. So you really have to decide whether or not it's of any value to you to get that photo real paint. I'll tell you also that looking at them, like, there's a couple subtle differences, it looks like, in the browns at the top of her outfit and also the oranges. Just a slight difference. Nothing really worthwhile or noticeable without trying to notice it, but it is there. Like, her top is a little darker on the new one, whereas it matches the shoulder pads a bit more on the older one. Just stuff like that. Now this one, on the other hand, is really night and day. It's a huge difference between the older version and the newer photoreal version. All the other paint is still super sharp. The tattoos on the head, tentacles, or whatever they're called, something like that. All that stuff is still sharp. All that stuff still looks good. The silver along the upper forehead still looks good. I would say it even looks better on the new one. The tattoos on the face are still sharp and clean. It's just really the eyes. The eyes just look so much better on this newer one. So this is one that's definitely kind of in my pocket of make sure you pick it up. This one's worth it, no doubt about it. So this is another one where I kind of feel like it's merited, and it's mainly because it's such a human face, right? So it becomes obvious as to what is needed, what it's supposed to look like, what looks human, what looks natural, and this one does a better job. But I'll also tell you, the original one isn't terrible. It's kind of like where Marvel Legends are today with their face paint, like not the movieverse figures, but the standard Marvel Legend. Like, it's clean, it's sharp, the paint is done well, the facial hair and all that adds to it, so it all kind of works, but the new one is painted better. It does look better, but the range here, the jump, isn't a huge one, but it is noticeable. And finally, Sabine, and this one might be the one that was most merited. This original face paint was so bad, I had her wearing her helmet inside the Ghost, just because I was too ashamed for her to show her face. I was ashamed for her. And now the new face paint definitely looks like a human for once, so that's nice. This ghoulish thing that was sitting to her left, I'm not sure what her angle was, but she was up to no good. And instead, I had to helmet her because I just couldn't bear to look at her in her eyes. It's like a demon or a witch's cat. This new one, definitely a huge improvement. And there's my Rebel shelf interior of the Ghost swapped out with the new faces. Now obviously I didn't get Ezra because, you know, the standard release had the kind of updated face paint. So now I will say they all do match much better. They all do fit together kind of more cohesively and seamlessly. So overall I'm happy with how it kind of turned out. It's just a bummer that all that money was spent, you know, and then set to the side. What are you gonna do? That's the game, right? So that's pretty much what we're looking at. And truthfully, here's the breakdown. You could get away with your Sabine if you already have her, as long as you keep her helmeted. You can get away with your Kanan. You can even get away with your Hera. All of the new paint jobs are better. But the one that you have to switch out because there's just no way to hide it and there's just no way to stop how good this new one is the Ahsoka. So if you're on the fence and you have the initial releases, I say the Ahsoka is a must, and then the others are a case-by-case basis. If you wanted me to prioritize, even though Sabine's is probably probably the most improved. It's probably the least necessary because you can keep a helmet on. Now, if we're going without helmets, it would go Ahsoka, Sabine, Kanan, Hera. But with the helmet, just move Sabine to the end. The new paint job does look great across the board, though. So yeah, hope that helps. Something light. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.